This is SeeingEagles.com and the Chuck Benson Show. I'm Adam Cavalier, the voice of the Eagles, alongside the head coach of Carson-Newman's men's basketball program, Chuck Benson. The Eagles off to a 5-0 start for the first time since '98, aiming for a 6-0 start for the first time since '88, Saturday against Lenoir-Rhyne. Coach Benson, first off, congratulations on the hot start, but how do you keep it rolling and aim to go to 2-0 in sack play against the Bears on Saturday?
Well, we aren't talking about 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 with the guys at all. We're focusing on daily improvement. We're focusing on preparation, game plan, and we realize that going to Hickory is always a tough challenge. They're very well coached. John Lentz has been there for 1,000 years, and they're going to be tough and physical. It'll be the toughest challenge we've faced to date.
The Bears beat you twice last season. Do you keep that in the back of your players' mind for this year's contest? We've
reminded them of that, and they realize that. They beat us soundly down there, and so we've got to go into this game really focused on the things we can control, and there's some very specific things on both sides of the ball we've got to do. We'll approach that the next 2 days of practice in preparation for Saturday.
Denzel Dillingham for the Bears, an all-sack performer. He's averaging more than 17 points a game on the young season for LR. What challenges does he pose for your team?
He's a great scorer. He shoots the three. He drives. He's physical. He's versatile. But the thing with them, they've got such a balance. Philosophically, they've got an inside-out approach. They take high percentage shots. So we've got our hands full. Not only do we have to defend to Dillingham, but we also have to make sure that we don't let their interior guys get really excited.
What's their tempo like?
Grind it. They want to get you in a half court. They're very deliberate. I think that, based on what they did to us last year, they'll try to push it and try to get some transition baskets before our zone gets established, but we're going to try to counter that. But in the half court, they really want to pound you inside and make you sort of take that, take that at you as best they can.
Against Brevard, we saw you play quick in the transition game. We also saw you slow it down. Can this team adapt to either style of play?
Well, it remains to be seen. We've been talking a lot about today exactly what's the best way to approach this. Obviously, we want to do what we do on both sides of the ball. But, you go into every game with a sort of a plan A, B, C mentality, and so we want to go in and make sure our guys understand that whatever it takes for us to have the best chance is what we'll use.
You've been taking care of the basketball in otherworldly fashions, just 10 turnovers against Brevard, and he's not your point guard, but Ish Sanders' assist-to-turnover ratio now 6.0 assists to every 1 turnover. We've touched on it several times, but how on earth does a kid get a number like that?
Well, that's one of 3 major points of emphasis we've been talking about since day one this year, and our guys have responded well to that. It's been sort of old-fashioned. There are consequences when you turn the ball over in practice, and then hopefully it carries over to the game. But Ish in particular, he's a junior. He's a mature player. His ball skills are sound. And he's making the best decisions he's made in his career. As I said to you before, he's playing the best basketball in his life right now, and we've got a great amount of confidence in him. But better yet, he's got a great amount of confidence in his game, and that's where it needs to be.
You're the only team in the SAC to this point that has 5 players with assist-to-turnover ratios better than 1.5 to 1, and that's saying something too. Your 2 primary point guards, and Jared Johnson and Marcellus Perez, are both 1.5, but when you got a kid in Ish who's doing it with 6, it's a little overshadowed. What's that mean that it's across the board?
Again, we've taken the same approach with all of them. They know in the practice setting that we're going to take care of the basketball, and if you don't, there are severe consequences in practice. And then I think that's really carried over to our games. But maybe along with that is the fact that we've got some kids that have got good ball skills. We've recruited kids that can pass it, catch it, and handle it. And to date, they're doing what we sort of expected them to do anyway.
You're a zone team. You play zone constantly, yet you've out-rebounded every opponent so far this year. How is that?
Well, again, that was one of those 3 major points of emphasis we made. We learned a lesson last year that we have to rebound the ball better, and it's been twofold. We changed our strategy a little bit in the way we do that, but also, we brought in some players, bigger, athletic players that really have helped us in that regard. So we've got to continue to improve it. I mean, we are still giving up too many offensive rebounds to our opponents, but it's less than it was last year, and our overall rebounding is just better. I mean, we're We're at a +8 or whatever at this point, which I think is second in our conference. But we got to continue to build on that and make sure that we take care of those defensive rebounds.
Chuck, a pleasure as always. Good luck on Saturday against LR.
Thanks, Adam.
That's Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, and this is CNEagles.com.